hallways are generally close by, advancing the hand line through the front door usually protects the hallway and interior stairs, placing the line between the fire and occupants trapped in the bedrooms. An engine company that advances its line through the front door stands a good chance of locating a victim attempting to exit. National fire statistics indicate that a large percentage of fire victims are found a few feet from the door they were trying to exit. If you push open a front door and it only opens a couple of inches, chances are that it is blocked by someone who passed out before he could unlock the door. Finally, engine company members, as they advance and knock down the fire, are in a position to find victims in the immediate fire area. Achieving these objectives depends heavily on how well an engine company has mastered its most basic and fundamental task, advancing and operating the first attack hand line. Although speed is important, the engine company may not achieve its objectives unless the attack hand line is deployed with accuracy. To this end, the engine officer must determine exactly where to stretch the hand line, the length of hand line needed, and the correct path to the seat of the fire. For many dwellings, these determinations are readily apparent. But when a large home is divided into 2 or more occupancies, they can be downright confusing.
Performing a size-up before stretching a hose line might take a few moments, but it is nothing compared with the time wasted if a company has to back out because they stretched their line to the wrong place.
Consider also the number of firefighters assigned to the first line. Many engine companies today consider themselves lucky if they can get an officer and 2 firefighters on the first attack hand line, a nozzle man, a backup man, usually the engine officer, and a doorman. But the doorman, in addition to feeding the line in and ensuring it is free from obstructions or entanglements, may be able to search for victims in and near the fire area. At this fire, the officer calls for the doorman to follow the hand line up to the nozzle. The doorman can either relieve the nozzle man or begin searching. Here the officer directs the doorman to the left to search the bedroom, and the officer searches to the right along the hand line. Always keep a firefighter on the nozzle. The nozzle man is your protection if the fire lights up again. He is also your anchor point, your point of reference. Don't venture too far from the nozzle. Rather, search along the hand line that will lead you back to the nozzle man or out of the building. This plan works extremely well for a fire in sleeping areas, where engine company members can search the bedrooms and remain in close proximity to the hallway, hand line, and each other.
The term ladder company is used here for a lack of a better name. Many suburban and rural departments do not operate a ladder company. I'm referring here to the firefighters who are not directly engaged in advancing and operating hand lines.
Performing truck functions often places firefighters at greater risk than engine personnel because they may have to search and operate without the protection of a hand line. Never search without a charged hand line, you say. Well, that's fine if you have the personnel to advance the hand line and search. But realistically, it is almost impossible to drag a hand line into every area that must be searched. That's why it's so important for the first arriving engine to get water on the fire, to make it safer for firefighters who search without a hand line, as well as to increase victim survivability. In the days before SCBA was widely used, firefighting was extremely punishing. But the smoke eaters of yesterday were actually safer in some respects than many of today's firefighters. They were always acutely aware of where and how far they had to go to get a breath of clean air or get out of the building. Our predecessors operating without masks knew the value of good ventilation and admitted